when you come out of deeper darkness, witchcraft, occultism, there's usually it's not as light as someone that did not. There will be some side effects. And it's important, you've come out from slightly deeper levels. Let's say there are 10 levels. You're just a normal unbeliever. So 1/10. You went deeper into 2/10. You were involved in witchy things. You said incantations and spells from books you read. 4 or 5/10. You joined something physically where they did something, they cut your body, small blood involved. 6/10. Then there's all kinds of levels till 7, 8 higher levels. Now the one who was a 1/10 turns to Jesus. He has his family, personal baggage, but did not eat with demons. That's why in all this worship of gods and all that, they have a small shrine where you give things. You do a gogoro, you pour. That's what 1 Corinthians 10 calls having a table with demons. It's actually, you can eat with God and you can eat with devils. You can eat with the kingdom of light and the kingdom of darkness.
1 Corinthians 10:21. You cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of demons too. You cannot have a part in both the Lord's table and the table of demons.
If you ever wonder what the table of demons are, it's real. The tables. That's 2 tables in front of you. It's a real thing. These tables in the spirit realm, they are real. It's breaking bread with spirits. By the way, the man went to another juju doctor for knife and gun juju. No knife and gun? You know? How do you know? Okay, let's work on that later. For those that are Christians like us, you don't know. Let me see your hands. So knife and gun juju is the one you do to protect you from knives and guns penetrating you. So he went to someone in Port Harcourt, native doctor, and the man did it, sharpened a knife very well, and he felt them slash him on the back. Who knows if they turned another object? I don't know. Pia. He said that amazingly, there was no wound. He couldn't believe it. The gun wound said you shoot him in the heart. You see, he was afraid. He said, is there no other way? He said, well, you can throw the bullets into the fire and it won't hurt you. So he threw the bullets in and he exploded and it didn't hurt him. So he felt very powerful and all that. So when he got born again, he was looking for this knife and gun juju priest. He saw him on the road one day. The man greeted him. The man used to extort him, all that. He tell something, you need to bring goods, you need to bring, caged him and extorted all sorts of things from him. Till one day, one of the man's messengers, who was a policeman, came to him at night and said, please, my conscience has been worrying me, Oga. Just say I should tell you. There are a lot of these things that my Oga chief does. That's what they call the native doctor. Chief does. It's a lie. It's just to take money from me. So he said it's what he was given that literally may have been feeding that man's house, because he had maybe a good job by then. He was a lecturer. Things went so easy, but the man sucked him dry. Just the normal thing they do. And the man said, if he knows I came to tell you this thing, he'll kill me. So he saw Chief on the road after he got saved and wanted to preach to him and was talking to Chief. And Chief, he said, I'm born again, I'm a Christian. And I said, no problem, that you can do the two. That some well-known pastors here in this town come to me. That, no, it's not a problem. But what does 1 Corinthians 10:21 say? You cannot have a part in both the Lord's table and the table of demons. And people are doing it. So what happens to a person who has a part in the table of God, of the Lord, and the table of demons? Who sits and eats with demons, stands up and sits and eats with the Lord's people, the Lord's table. What is that? So it brings defilement to the Lord's table. And he said, by the way, that one of the things they told him once in a while to have a feast. I don't know how it's pronounced. He said it's called Sarah. Who knows Sarah? How do you pronounce it? Sarah. Sarah. What is it? What do you know Sarah to mean?
It's a meal given to in remembrance to someone who has died. Like akara, usually akara. They make akara and then with red oil and then give out to people.
Okay. And he said that people should be careful where they eat. That he was instructed by that native doctor in the bush, in the cemetery, that should be doing once in a while and invite people, feed them. That is part of how they, I don't know what they do with people's souls. I don't. So those of you are led by truth, not by the spirit, by truth. Be very careful. It's not your brother. It's not your uncle. It's not your father. It's not your pastor. It's not your, who is he, she to you? Just come and chop. Just go and chop. It's your chopping. You don't know that's part of your destiny, you're chopping. Come chop. You cannot drink. The man told him to eat at the boat tables and drink at the boat tables. That is normal. You cannot. You can't do it and escape scot-free. Even he, I was reading the story, I was saying, this sounds, as he got born again, God was fantastic, showed him a vision when he followed his wife to the Charismatic Renewal Fellowship meeting. Sat down there and saw a vision. After I was preached to at home, sat there and was in a vision and saw the Lord Jesus. People were waiting in groups for the Lord Jesus to pass. And he positioned himself well. When the Lord Jesus passed, he said, Lord, please have mercy on me. And the Lord was greeting people and ignored him as though he doesn't exist, and walked past. And he ran after him, held the edge of the hem of his garment and said, please have mercy on me. And the Lord looked at him and said, my son, you cannot serve God and also serve the devil. You have to choose one. And he said, I choose. Then he came out of the vision crying on earth, shaken. That's how he got born again. Then he told a leader in the place, I have a shrine I need destroyed. They said, we will come. He said, no, don't worry. He went there himself, brought the thing with his wife with town, while praying hard, put it in the carton bag, brought it to town. He kept it there. The thing burned for 1 week. It just kept burning. And it sounded, I was reading and wondering, this sounds cool. His life just went on. 7 years later, he fainted and they came for him. Blood everywhere. His intestines, they had to bring it all out clean, cut off a large part. Flew him by. God helped him. Total sponsored everything. The point is, you don't eat with the devil and just stand up and say, I know chop again. There's nothing like that.